Today in crypto, the markets are continuing to signal some very bullish momentum is building up. The powerful numbers behind why everyone needs to get off of zero and to get into Bitcoin. Massive privacy tech has been rolled out for Ethereum, and you will never believe how much this piece of digital art just sold for on the open markets. The cryptolark. This is where you subscribe for all of the hottest and latest happening in crypto land. So let's take a look at the charts to get started. Bitcoin is about to hit a significant cross with the 50-day moving average looking to overtake the 100-day moving average, which is signaling very strong market momentum. Now, unless something crazy happens, this will take place in the next coming days. We'll see that powerful cross happen. Still though, Bitcoin does need to crack past these current resistance levels we've kind of been ranging in between, and really to make a good run at the 10K mark. When we get Bitcoin back above $10,000, I think a lot of people are going to start taking a big interest in Bitcoin again. That being said, I would still like to see the 50 and 200 day moving averages play out for a nice golden cross, so definitely keeping an eye on that to play out. We're not there yet, but the trend is certainly showing us moving in that direction. Now, we have been ranging sideways in this 9,300, 9,400 zone for a couple of days now, which is very important because that is just above the key level of support for Bitcoin and also just above the 382 line on the Fibonacci. Now let's hope that we can continue to hold above this line and to push more forward momentum on the price. But we have seen volume falling off quite significantly over the last few days, so that is something that you need to keep in mind. Now, taking a peek over at the Ethereum charts, Ethereum on the daily is looking very strong, breaking above both the 200-day moving average and the 200-day exponential moving average. The last time we had a significant break like this above both of these key market indicators was in mid-May 2019. We can see that Ethereum blasted off from around $190 to $360 over the following 6 weeks. Now, we have seen a few fake outs, of course, crossing above the key moving averages, but the current market sentiment really feels like we are looking at a setup along the lines of early 2019. Also, it looks like we are about to get a big cross with the 50-day moving average getting primed to cross over the 100-day moving average, which of course is a very strong indicator for positive price momentum. Now, for your reference, the last time that these indicators crossed was back in early 2019. And we all know what happened after that. In that situation, we saw Ethereum soar by nearly 200% from the cross to the peak before hitting a strong reversal. Now, if Ethereum can overcome that 200 mark, then it might be rocket time for Ethereum. That being said, a rejection would not surprise me, so let's keep our eyes on it and see how it plays out. But how are you feeling about the markets right now? What trades, if any, are you currently in and why? Okay, moving on. Now, in the unlikely event that you needed further motivation for why you need to buy some Bitcoin, I have a great clip for you from Mark Yusko, the founder of Morgan Creek Capital, who lays out the case for why every investor should have even just 1% of their portfolio sitting in Bitcoin. Now, this interview was on a recent episode of the Kaiser Report. It's episode 1495, so if you want to go and watch the whole episode, go ahead and do that. It's a great bit of television, so you can check it out. But let's have a short listen to this clip here, because I think it is very powerful.
You've been saying now for a few years, really the first in your industry, that you can get alpha with Bitcoin.
Absolutely.
And I think the phrase you use is just get the 1% or...
Get off zero.
Get off
First,
zero.
get off zero.
Right.
1% would be great. 2, 3 would be better. But hashtag get off zero.
And you've done some work where if you had even 1% of an institutional portfolio in Bitcoin over the past 5 years, your alpha, your performance would be outperforming just about everybody.
No, it's incredible. If you took 1% of all the endowments and foundations 5 years ago, that would have been 6.7 billion out of 670 billion. Took that 1%, 0.5% from stocks, 0.5% from bonds. Instead of making 7.2%, which is what they made, they would have made 9.2. 200 basis points better. 2 on 7.2 is a lot of alpha.
Right.
But here's the thing. Had it gone to zero, which was a non-zero probability, not a high probability, but non-zero, had it gone to zero, you would have made 7. That's a 10-to-1 upside downside capture. One of the most asymmetric assets I've ever seen in my career. So the idea that 10 years from now, we won't look back and say, as a fiduciary of a pension fund, sovereign wealth, family office, you had to have exposure to this asset is crazy.
Damn, that guy is a good advocate for Bitcoin. And of course he is right. Those numbers are crazy. And that's only based on a 1% allocation. Just 1%. Wowzers. More and more funds are finding out about Bitcoin all the time. Fidelity's out there telling all their customers in the USA and the UK about Bitcoin. We will see an increasing amount of investors getting off zero and getting into Bitcoin. And of course, the more that actually happens, the higher the price floor of Bitcoin will become. This is all happening just as we're going into the Bitcoin halving. Man, 2020 is going to be such a fun year for crypto. Now, let's move on to some Ethereum news. We've got a really big story for Ethereum today. Aztec has launched its privacy network on Ethereum. Now, this is leveraging the power of zero-knowledge proofs, the technology behind stuff like Zcash, to create powerful privacy for Ethereum transactions. The first implementation will be with the stablecoin DAI, which is actually ready to use today, which is very impressive. This is ready tech. You can go and check it out. The team provided a software development kit allowing for developers to be able to easily integrate this technology into their applications. But the DAI stablecoin, that's only the first token. Over the next few weeks, the team will be deploying more private tokens on the Ethereum mainnet. And in 2 months' time, after the successful, in the wild implementations of this technology, then the team will release the full suite, allowing for any private custom assets to be made from scratch on Ethereum. This powerful privacy technology will ensure data privacy to a very, very high degree. So the amount that is sent, that information is hidden. You can send me $100, nobody knows how much you sent me. The sender and receiver, they're also hidden. So anyone watching transactions, you won't see who received what and who sent what. And it will make smart contracts private. Now, Aztec, along with Ernst & Young's Nightfall release, are making Ethereum seriously powerful in terms of its privacy capabilities. Now, the next step for this technology becomes actually rolling it out in a way that's really meaningful and making it easily available and user-friendly. But the technology's there. Now comes the next stage. And finally, to end the show, on a bit of a weird note, here is a piece of digital art that recently sold for more than $12,000. The piece is an AI-generated nude portrait. So it finally answers my question, what do computers imagine that I look like when naked? This is it. This is how computers imagine humans naked. Now on to getting my next question answered. Do computers sexually desire me? So weird, Lark. So weird. Now that 12K price tag, by the way, is around 160x the original $80 price tag for that art piece. The online crypto-based art market, man, it's going to make speculators crazy amounts of money. In fact, it already is making speculators crazy amounts of money, but it's very, very niche at the moment. And look, the art world is weird, and the value assigned to pieces of art, sometimes it's hard to believe or even to understand as an outside observer. I mean, just go and look at any modern art museum, flicks of paint on a white canvas or just a black square. Those things are sold for millions of dollars and displayed and revered in museums. But it's just a black square on a piece of canvas, man. WTF. Anyway, you don't have to understand it. What you do need to understand is that real money is changing hands. Significant amounts of money is changing hands for these unique pieces of digital art. Now, in particular, they're using the ERC721 token standard deployed on the Ethereum mainnet, thus ensuring that these are unique, verifiably unique, importantly, on a public blockchain. So my question to you, would you buy this lovely piece of art for $12,000? Or do you think that the whole idea of digital art's just like cuckoo crazy stuff? Or is this the next big trend? Let me know down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching today's video. As always, I super appreciate your time. I hope you had an awesome weekend, by the way. Let me know about that down below as well. And just thank you for supporting the channel. It means so much to me, so thank you so much. And of course, if you did enjoy the video, you gotta hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.